Well, I think right now, I don't know about the downtown housing stock. I think we have more than enough housing for people. Um, I do know through what I do that there's a lot of vacant apartment buildings. There's a lot of apartment buildings that have been foreclosed, short sale, vacant, tons and tons of them. Um, and I think part of the problem is, can the city of Lewiston deal with this, or is this more of a landlord-tenant situation? I own an apartment building. I see some of the problems, and I'm going to go on a limb, and people are going to say, well, maybe he's not right. But the problem is there's no accountability right now. These landlords are, some are, most are, busting the hump to try to get housing to these people. There's some landlords out there that aren't doing the proper things, that aren't taking care of the buildings, but I think most landlords want to. They want to have good housing, but when you have someone living in your house for 6 months and not paying the rent, the bank still wants their mortgage. And there's no accountability for these people that move into a place, they get a city slip for 1 week and then they don't bother to go back, or Section 8, and then they're still not paying their amount of Section 8. We just need to make people accountable and not be so against the landlords. Pine Tree Legal, their job is to stick up for tenants, and that's good. People without means need help, and I think everyone who needs help should get it. I struggle with the people that want help or say, I deserve help because of this or because of that. We all need to be responsible. We all need to take care of our families and take care of our environment and take care of our city. And when you get one group, and I'm going to say some of these groups that allow these tenants to not pay their mortgage, drag out the process of evicting someone, where it takes the landlord $500-600 to evict someone, and then he's still out that money because it's a civil lawsuit at that point in time. It's costing this landlord $1,000 to evict one person. If he's got an 8-unit and he ends up doing this twice a year, that's a lot of money. And that's why I think a lot of these buildings are just going downhill, because you can only do so much with what you have. And if some of that's taken away by bureaucracy or the system saying, well, this person has a right to live in this house until you prove that they haven't paid their, I can prove it all day long they haven't paid the rent. There's no rent here, and I'm still having to pay my landlord or my bank. So I think if we had more programs to help landlords, there's got to be federal grants, there's got to be federal programs to maybe abate some of the lead out there, to fix up some of these problems. If you want people to live in nice housing, you need to help the landlord to maybe get a little bit of a lower income or a low interest rate loan so that he can put some of this money back in his building, fix it up so he can get the better rents and the nicer neighbor or the nicer people in there to take care of the property. You get what you put in there. If you put some people who don't care, who get evicted every 3 or 4 or 5 months, they're probably going to do the same thing with you. But at the same time, you need someone in there so you could buy oil because oil's not cheap. So I think there just needs to be a little more accountability, and the landlords can't be treated like they're the devil or they're doing something wrong. Most of them, I think, are trying to do the right thing. Most of them are trying to get good housing. They just get stuck.